Hello, and welcome back to Sailing Northern Breeze. In this episode, we'll sail north on the next leg of our journey from Oban to Tobermory, visit a farm and a dairy, and then continue on to Mallaig. If you aren't a fan of cheddar, you can skip through those several minutes. We begin the morning on a mooring ball at Carrera Marina and have an uneventful 24-mile trip from the mainland to Tobermory on the Isle of Mull.
It's August 27th, 2024. We're heading into Tobermory on the Isle of Mull. We've motored all the way and it's been an overcast day, but it's been a good day. It seems to be a very pretty town. They kind of have a row of houses that look like jelly bean row from St. John's. There are lots of boats in this harbor, many sailboats, and it looks like they're all clustered together, likely to be the dock.
We sailed into the harbor and grabbed a slip on a dock for a couple of nights to make provisioning easier, before then moving on to a mooring ball to wait for a weather window to continue sailing north. Tobermory has some well-preserved Victorian architecture that makes up its beautiful waterfront. Shops, pubs, restaurants, and hotels are all busy in serving the community of locals and visiting sailors. A quick walk around town after docking is our usual routine, and we're always happy to see new places. The following morning, we're off on a short walk to visit the farm that brought us to Tobermory. We first tasted Isle of Mull cheddar at Neil's Dairy Yard in Covent Garden in London several years ago, so we included this farm visit in our itinerary for this season. Of course, sailing is a huge part of our experience here, but we do enjoy the journey as well as the destinations. The visits to new places go hand in hand with the joy of the sailing itself, and we're going to see that here at the farm. It's about a 3-kilometer walk to the farm along village streets and then country lanes. The frame of this signpost is an old cheese press. It's very unique. If anyone can share the pronunciation of this farm, I'd greatly appreciate it. It's written on the bottom of that sign, but I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, as I'm sure I'll do it a disservice. Marie doesn't like walking across these cattle gates in Canada or Scotland. They stop cattle, but not us. First, we step into their tiny restaurant, of course enjoy a tasting of fresh bread and cheese. And then this whiteboard is a cartoon of their resource management, which I'll zoom in on in a few minutes. In the meantime, we'll meet Chris, the matriarch, who started this amazing farm and dairy with her husband nearly 40 years ago.
I'm thinking about how much a quarter weight
So this is about
this
30...
This is 25 kilos. That's
Okay.
25 kilos. So this is whatever it says.
Yeah, 1.4
Which
or
is-
1.6,
yes.
something like that.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
sure it's 16. This one.
Okay.
So,
And this is about 30 pounds,
27.
27
Yeah.
pounds. All right.
That's okay.
So this is, can't remember how much per kilo it is. Is it 19 pounds a kilo?
Okay.
I think so.
And how much per pound? Just kidding. How many pounds per pound? Just kidding.
Don't care. She doesn't even care.
I don't even do it in pounds. Long ago, we've been doing making cheese for 40 years. So, I mean, actually speaking, if you were going to your personal
Yes.
consumption, it might be better to buy multiple stuff.
And then we can open them up and
you
use
know,
them.
Yes, not open them all at once. You want to have it, so then you've got smaller ones that you can keep in your.
And then does it have to be refrigerated?
Depends how cold and warm you are in the
So we sailed here on our boat. We're now taking our boat to Norway. It's cool inside the boat,
Yeah.
right?
15.
Right?
15.
That's fine.
Okay.
15 will be fine. So normally in our service, we do 12
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Well, we can manage 15 without having to put it in our ice
I
box.
can show you into the cellar. So we all the time trading energy, so we have our own power and then use wood.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So use wood power.
And here's that cartoon again, followed by their windmill out in the field. In the up-close version, you can see the cow in the center and the windmill on the top right. So, beginning at the top, we see the tractor spreading that cow-created fertilizer after it had finished harvesting the silage, which it uses for winter feed. Between the tractor and the windmill, they are showing that they also have a distillery on site, making spirits from the whey, leftovers from cheese making. And on the left, they harvest their woodlot to create heat, which we'll see in the next picture. Also notice that the cow's milk is shown as providing heat, which they recover with a heat pump. They remove the heat, refrigerate the milk, and then store that heat in the heat battery, their swimming pool. This next close-up shows the heat from the wood burner and the milk refrigeration heat exchanger going into the swimming pool heat battery. On the right, they are next showing their water wheel, which uses the water from the Tobermory River to also produce electricity for them. The swimming pool heat is then used by a heat pump again, this time to heat the curds and whey in the cheese vat. The curds make the cheese, both cheddar and Hebrides blue cheese, and the whey is then fed to the pigs. Some of the course is used to make whiskey. There's the cheese eaters.
Oh, it's a piglet. Are you on your own?
Is that why you're lonely? He's lonely.
Well, I think there must be another one. So this is the girl. The milk comes out of the cow's warm. So then we save 27 degrees for each cow in the afternoon into our swimming pool, which is our heat sink. So we have a liquid battery, which then we use that to heat again. And so that's
Do you make cheese every day?
4 times a week. Oh, they have. So this is the curd. There's the curd, and it's the next stage. And they're waiting on when it's ready to put in the molds and squeeze it into that shape, into this size. So from that vat full, we'll get 18 cheeses.
18 of those great big rounds.
Yes.
25 kilos times 18.
And when it's ready, they make it smaller, really a lot smaller. And he's probably testing the acidity. And in fact, it is ready. So he's getting the mill ready, and then they'll shovel it into
that mill and then make it smaller?
Make it smaller, and then mix a little salt with it. So he's got a bucket full of salt.
Yes, I see that.
So most of the salt goes out in the whey.
Okay.
But a little bit is obviously you need it.
Yeah.
So, he's the only clean shaven one, that one. All got beards.
Yes. We just like that.
That's the fashion.
I understand it.
Well, you don't have to kiss them.
So tomorrow, or the day after, they'll put the bandages on, the cloths on it.
Yeah.
We're down here because it's cooler. It's cooler. Yeah.
So you don't need to cool this, it's just naturally.
We didn't originally, but we do now.
Ah.
When we first started, it was fine. We didn't have any refrigeration.
But now it's gotten so warm.
Now we have to have it.
Well, we've been in wine cellars before, but we've not been in a cheese cellar.
These are new ones. These are new ones.
Yes.
I smell the blue.
There's old ones as well. But
No.
the actual blue cheese is upstairs and refrigerated.
Ah.
This is just the outside.
It gets
on the
kind
cloth.
of, yeah.
It's on the cloth.
Okay.
Ah.
So this cloth is double cloth, and then it's taken off when
Yes.
it's cut, when the cheese is cut. So each one is turned over every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's a lot of,
Manual labor,
and
yeah.
I used to do it all the time, but unfortunately I can't do it anymore.
How did you get those ones way up there?
Oh,
Right here.
They got
A lift here.
Cheese lift.
they got a step ladder with steps on it
Oh.
somewhere.
So now you have to maintain refrigeration down here
So
to keep
yes,
this cool.
yes. Otherwise we didn't use the
stayed
A year and a half.
a year and a half. Okay.
And this is the whole world's supply.
Yes.
Yummy cheese.
Well, yes, but there's quite a lot. Stays on this place, in this place, for a year and a half. But it's turned over
every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
and rubbed. So rubbed around and rubbed around the outside and then over the place.
And so then to order from you in the future,
Yes.
would I order online? Just in your online store?
Might be better. Might be
Can you
better.
find it?
I can.
It's new. The website.
There we go, right there.
That's fine.
Even though he's going to carry the backpack when we're all set up.
It's okay, I'm going to eat most of
Thank
it.
you, Case.
Thank you, Case.
As we're in here, I'll just show you this. They press it with a hydraulic press now.
Okay.
This one is a nice old Victorian one.
So when you started in 1979, did you have the hydraulic one, or?
No, oh no, we just had this. I had a bucket more or less. I mean, we had one of these and churns and buckets, really.
Okay.
So anyway, so this this lever is a long lever. If you unfolded that, that's a long lever.
Yes.
Long lever.
Yep.
And then this is the weight, and it transfers it 100 times. Whatever this is, and this is where it's pressing here. So this is about a ton. Pressing
Nice.
About the 10 cheese.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep. An excellent product.
Well, it's very sustainable. That's what I really like about it. It's not made with any diesel, it's not made. This land is not, we couldn't grow grain on here, on this our farm. We can only feed cows.
So they're your cows as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Of course.
What are you
that's the whole
thinking?
point.
And they're not the Highland cattle.
No, because they're milking cows. You
So
could use.
Holsteins
You
or
could, no, not
Jersey-
Holstein,
Jersey
no,
or-
not Holsteins.
No?
No way. They're ones that have been born here and reared here. So
Okay.
they started as being black and white, but they might be brown, red, lots of red cows.
Well, we saw lots of them out there.
Well, that's them.
Yes.
That's them.
They're the mothers of the cheese.
Yes, they are. they are. You've got a friend in there, haven't you?
Are you sad and lonely? Oh, he knows you.
Another one. Come on,
It's your turn, Marie.
can I hear another one? Do you want to scratch?
Oh, I want my friend.
Oh, the other one. Good.
Oh, yeah. We didn't see that one before.
That's what it is.
And has a lot to say about his new surroundings.
He said, we don't like this, it's muddy, and I've been in a big shed and didn't have any mud.
Yes. Poor thing.
But it's nice for the children, you see. They can see calves and pigs and cows.
Yeah. I like to see those animals.
Ontario. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's sort of central.
Yes, I can sort of have vision.
So you can picture where Toronto is, sort of in the center. We're about 100 miles southwest.
There's a lake, Ontario.
Yes, there is. And Lake Erie and Lake Huron.
Three.
And
There's three there.
there's
A sort of bunch.
5 Great Lakes, yes.
Yeah, 5.
Superior, Michigan, Huron,
Okay.
Erie, Ontario.
I was in school.
Yeah. So we're from a place called Windsor, Ontario.
Oh, right. So it's probably named from out the Windsor here.
Yes, many places there are.
Yeah.
Are named from here. Sort of. I like this better. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
But the whole thing is very sustainable.
My hat is off to this very forward-thinking family for creating this amazing system. Chris, you are an example of setting a goal and achieving it without a huge environmental footprint. And you make great cheese. And now I'd be remiss if I only talked about Scottish cheddar. since during the winter season we stay at a farm in Ontario, which also makes great cheese. Axel and Chris in Grey County, Ontario, milk East Frisian dairy sheep and provide this to a local dairy to make great cheese as well. So please, look around your area, find your local cheesemaker. I bet you have one. It'll be a good investment of your time and treasure, and it'll pay you back handsomely. Thanks to Chris in Scotland and Alex and Chris in Ontario. So we finished our cheese tour, walked back to a windy, overcast, cool village with some very nice views of the harbor. There are many boats on mooring balls and a few on the docks. It's apparently a beach day on a warm Scottish summer day. These kids are far braver than we. Here's the view from the mooring ball back into town. Next, we're off to Mallaig, continuing to make our way north. This trip is a 32-mile hop with a nice breeze, so we have an enjoyable sail. We get an early start, leaving the harbor, rounding Airy Headland past the Tobermory lighthouse, and we're on our way. We're sailing in the sound of sleet, thankfully without the sleet this day. In fact, it's a beautiful day with a lot of sun and calm seas. It's a beautiful sail. Marie is always tuning sails to get the best performance. Here, she's easing the main sheet to fill in that mainsail to get its most efficient shape. Winding the winch in one direction provides coarse or very large adjustments, and then winding in the opposite direction, fine adjustments and more torque. For this sail, picture an airplane wing stood on its end. That's the shape that flies us through the wind. And the highlight of the day in the Sound, Atlantic white-sided dolphins. They joined us for some play.
I can see them under the water. It's a party!
We motored into the Mallaig harbor and finished the day with some BS. Apparently we'd found seats in the feeding zone at this pub. We'll spend a couple of nights here while we wait for a new cooling hose, as we have a pinhole in the hose between our engine and our boiler that needs attention. Gorilla tape got us through this day, but we'll repair it before we leave here. So, thanks this week go out to some of our cheesy friends in Scotland and Ontario, Canada, and also even to Dave Johnson, who found us our local cheesemaker. It's good to know all of these folks, and we're happy to call you friends. And thanks to you. Only a couple of episodes ago, we celebrated 100 subscribers and 4,000 views of our channel. We've nearly doubled that in the views and added 50% to our subscriber list. So thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.